I want to talk about something that I was thinking today, and I thought that this needed to be just shelled out. Now, you know that Jared Goff was paid his handsome payday of 4 years at $212 million. Like, that's a lot of money for the quarterback. $170 million guaranteed, 53 per year. That's what we were told. The numbers have fluctuated since we've done that, but that's where they are right now. Now, the one thing I can say is hats off to Brad Holmes. This was a masterclass deal because if you think about it, it's not just this deal. It was a Sewell deal. It was a St. Brown deal. He got them all done before the end of May. And why does that matter? Because if you look around the NFL landscape right now, you are starting to see things percolate because we are starting to get towards OTAs and mandatory mini camps. These things are actually happening in real time. So I want to put together 3 people. If you're on the podcast, you'll see this, but you'll hear this. But if you're on the YouTube and the YouTube clip, you'll see this. But here's 3 players that are already looking for higher paydays than what you paid Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's start with number 1, Tua Tagovailoa. He's reportedly seeking over $50 million. Trevor Lawrence, he wants to exceed $50 million. Justin Jefferson, he didn't report the OTAs. They say that he'll report the mini camp, but you never know how this can go. This is what I say about Brad Holmes. Absolute masterclass on getting these deals done before May. Because here's the thing. Right now, Jared Goff might be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL or close to it. But eventually, you're going to see Jordan Love get his deal. You're going to see Dak Prescott get his deal. You're going to see Tua get his deal. You're going to see Trevor Lawrence get his deal. I do think Jared Goff is better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he's better than Tua. I think he's better than Jordan Love. I think he's better than Dak. So right off the hop, you got 4 players that are going to jump you. Fine. One's in your division. One's in your conference. 2 are in the AFC. 1 that you're going to be playing this year. And I just think about it like this. Brad Holmes didn't have to do that. And when you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown getting the money before Justin Jefferson, just put it into perspective that I think even Amon-Ra would have asked for more than Justin Jefferson because that's how the pay structure works. So when Brad Holmes re-signed Amon-Ra St. Brown for the amount of money that he signed him for, it was absolutely brilliant. And there's a tackle that's going to be looking for a chance to get a re-signed deal. I'm forgetting the name, but he's going to be looking for getting re-signed too. So all in all, like this was a masterclass by Brad Holmes. Because if you think about it, Brad Holmes really didn't have to do this in the timing that he did it. But I think that he saw the future and what could happen. Like the possibility of Trevor Lawrence getting his deal, the possibility of Dak Prescott getting his deal, the possibility of Jordan Love getting his deal. And he said, I'm just going to fix it right now. I'm going to get this done, get it done by May. When you go to OTAs, which they're happening today, there's no fuss. There's no thinking about what could happen. Everything is happening for a reason. And it's been really it's been excellent for Brad Holmes because he really has shown everybody just exactly what he's about. All business, nothing else. And just hats off to Brad Holmes and the masterclass inner workings of what it takes to be a general manager in the NFL. Because when you think about it like this, it's hard to project your future. It's even harder to project what other teams do. For instance, when the Cleveland Browns handed that ton of money to Deshaun Watson, I don't think any other teams foresaw that. And it was the Baltimore Ravens that were one of the teams that was affected by that the most. And the most important thing for a general manager is to kind of see what's happening with the market and to get ahead of the market. Because eventually you want to be pushed down. And when you get to that, when you get to that 3rd year and you're looking at a higher cap hit, it's not going to matter. So I love what Brad Holmes did today. I mean, Brad Holmes has done in the last couple weeks, going back to the draft when he re-signed St. Brown, he re-signed Sewell, Those were two key pieces that he signed for a long term. He got ahead of the tackle market. He got ahead of the wide receiver market. Just after Devontae Smith got his deal, I think when Devontae Smith got his deal, it really opened it up that he's got to get this deal done today. And that only lasted for like a day until AJ Brown got his extension. So that's what you deal with when you're trying to project in the NFL market. And what Brad Holmes has figured out to do is he's projected pretty damn well to what his team is trying to accomplish. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit there and they're going to say, well, he overpaid for Jared Goff. He really didn't overpay for Jared Goff because eventually when you get to the point where Jared Goff is making the key number of his salary, because it's a base salary, you can kind of push it back. You can restructure it. You can open up some money, and they'll have that void year, which he brilliantly put on there, that they can put money in there too. It's all the inner workings of the deal, and I'm not smart enough to talk about the cap because it's way too convoluted and complex for any of us people that are doing just podcasts and content creators. There's no way I'm going to sit here and tell you that, oh, this is the way you move the money and this is how you do it. You take this base salary and this signing bonus. That's not going to happen. But what I am saying is when you look at Justin Jefferson looking to get his deal, when you look at Trevor Lawrence trying to get his deal, and you look at Tua trying to get his deal, what Brad Holmes did to get Jared Goff, to get Sewell done, to get St. Brown done, that tells you everything you need to know about Brad Holmes. It's a brilliant masterclass move by another great move by the general manager of the Detroit Lions. Like I said, I wanted to start the podcast with this because I thought this was the most important thing to get off my chest. Because when I'm looking at these deals, like the Trevor Lawrence asking for $50 million, when you're looking at Tua Tagovailoa asking for over $50 million, I look at those two guys, and there's no way you could tell me in God's green earth that they're better than Jared Goff. I mean, I know Tua, their offense is flashy and all that jazz, but if you look at it, didn't get done in the playoffs, number one. Jared Goff did. Number two, when you go to cold weather, the whole offense sputters. I mean, I know that the Lions aren't good in cold weather either, but at least they won games where they were on the road, and you can't ask that for the Dolphins. I mean, they went to the Eagles on Sunday Night Football and basically got their brains beat in. So when you talk about the Detroit Lions and you talk about Jared Goff, like at least I know that Jared Goff is going to get it done in the playoffs. Like if you look at his playoff numbers, I put these up. His playoff statistics: 61.7 completion rating, 2,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 6.9 yards per attempt. And then you look at the last 2 years, Jared Goff has earned this extension. That's what I did the day that it came out. But his wins is 4th in the NFL. Touchdowns just 3rd in the NFL. Only Mahomes and Allen are better. Passing yards is 9,000, second best in the NFL. And then his turnovers is 27th. It's 7th most in the NFL. It's in the bottom half of the top 10. So he's taking care of the ball. He's doing things like that. So when I see guys like Trevor Lawrence, and I see guys like Tua Tagovailoa, and I see guys like Justin Jefferson, when they're going to get their deal, it's imperative that you got ahead of the market, number one. Number two, the best thing that happened to the Detroit Lions was doing this before OTAs, because you don't have any distractions, you don't have any drama. Boom, boom, it's done. You got 3 of your key players for the foreseeable future done, and now you can focus on guys like Aleem McNeil and guys like that. These 3 were the ones that you had to get done this year, and Brad Holmes did it in a masterclass fashion because he got it all done in less than a month. The 26th was, I think the 26th was the date. Let me see. I'm gonna go back on it. So the 24th they signed Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Sewell to that record contract. On the 20th, they got it done in less than 3 weeks because obviously last week on the 13th, Jared Goff got his deal, and now you're seeing Trevor Lawrence and you're seeing Tua want their deals. This is part of the reason that you signed him as early as you did. because I know there was people in Detroit that really wanted to play it out, which was the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing that you can do. Like, okay, you're gonna go for the franchise tag. That's fine, but you're gonna be paying more because of the quarterback salary is going up. So when Brad Holmes got it done, that was the key moment in this. And when you look back 1 to 2 years from now, you're gonna look back at this moment and see the masterclass that Brad Holmes got done in less than 3 weeks. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal what he did, just phenomenal. And this is what Brad Holmes has done routinely over and over and over again. And he's showing exactly what he's all